It's the Stanley Cup playoffs 2023. Can you imagine what the Leafs dressing room must have been like before the game?
Gang, let's play it smart out there tonight. I want to see a lot of work from you guys. Put your heads on the ice out there, will you?
Rebound score, and the Lightning are on the board. A minute 19 in.
Guys, we all know how to play hockey. Just play it smart. That's right. Get up there and stick 'em. Fuck 'em, Christ, pop on. Yeah, sure, let's go. Come on.
Loose in front, Abel. Rebound scores. Anthony Cirelli, and it's 2-0 Tampa Bay.
We need this win, you know. We got a lot of losses to
Yeah, we got a lot of losses. Let's start making up for it. Start winning. Go to the top, at the bottom.
That's what we're here for, guys, to win.
Leaf fans anticipating a pulse. Scores! Kucherov, a blast with 2.6 to go.
Play heads up out there. I mean, let's be smart. Man for man, we're better than any fucking club in the league. And just put our minds to it.
We're number one. Come
on, Braden, our line start.
Pass. Ross Colton scores. It's 7 for the Lightning.
It's happening again.
I know it's only game one, but it does feel like it's happening again. So Tampa Bay takes game one against the Leafs, and in a bad fashion, 7-3. Now look, I don't want to panic early, but please understand, us Leaf fans, what we've been going through. Let me take you a trip down memory lane. Do you remember 2013? The Boston Bruins were up 3-1, then suddenly we're tied 3 games apiece, and suddenly we're in overtime, and
Patrice Bergeron, who tied the game, has won it in overtime.
what about the Washington Capitals in 2017, where we lost 4 games to 2?
Shoot, Anderson, rebound, score! Marcus Johansson, the series winner, and the Washington Capitals take it in 6.
It was 2018 against the Boston Bruins. 2019 against the same Boston Bruins.
7th game win against Toronto again.
2020, we technically didn't even make the playoffs. It was actually a qualifying game against Columbus, and this is what happened.
Nick Foligno slashed, but he puts it away. The Columbus Blue Jackets have qualified. They march on to
2021, how can I forget? I was in Montreal when the Leafs lost 4 games to 3 to the Montreal Canadiens.
Tyler Toffoli to the empty net and in! And the Montreal Canadiens have completed the comeback! Shock and awe in Toronto!
And then, of course, there's last year against the Tampa Bay Lightning, where this happened.
Shoots, it's blocked, and the Tampa Bay Lightning will advance. They win Game 7 by the score of 2-1.
So you can see, that's a lot of handshake lines, sad and defeated and dejected locker rooms. And it's not even over the past 10 years that we're feeling this way. It's been a long time that the Toronto Maple Leafs had not had any playoff success. In fact, the last time the Leafs won the Stanley Cup was 5 years before I was born, and that was in 1967. I mean, I don't want to harp on it and go down memory lane, but the iPhone was created in 2007. The Leafs have not made the playoffs longer than that. Facebook went public in 2012. Google Maps was February of 2005. YouTube, the very channel that you're watching right now, also came out in 2005. And Instagram was invented in 2010. Just think about that for a moment, and then you might understand why Leaf fans are so sensitive. Now to discuss Game 1. What a time for the worst game of the year, and that's exactly what the Toronto Maple Leafs did. They played an uninspired and undisciplined performance in a 7-3 loss to the Tampa Bay Lightning. Way too many penalties as well. It's at this time now that I want to address the refereeing. I know that some people have been complaining about the refs, but I'm one that says win the game and don't rely on the referees. The Leafs are now 0-8 all time in playoff games refereed by Wes McCauley. But I don't want to hear it. Play the game and don't rely on refereeing. They may be winless under this referee in the playoffs, but it should be noted under this same referee, Wes McCauley, that they were undefeated in the regular season with him refereeing their games. Now, I wouldn't go and say Game 2 is a must-win in general, but in this town, Game 2 is almost a must-win. That must be the first time in hockey history that Game 2 is a must-win for any franchise. I mean, technically speaking, the Leafs would still be in it if they lose Game 2, but you're going to go into Tampa Bay down 2-0 with the fragile psyche of that team in this city? I don't think so. That would be asking too much of the Leafs.
Check out the big brain on Brad. You're a smart motherfucker, that's right.
Look, it's Game 1. I'm really trying to be rational about this. I mean, last year, if you recall, the Leafs beat Tampa Bay in Game 1, 5-0. A pretty dominant drubbing and good performance. And then Tampa Bay won Game 2. So keep that in mind. I don't have the number in front of me, but anecdotally, I could tell you that watching them this year, every time they had a stinker, they've responded pretty well. A few things I'd like to see in order for them to improve and win Game 2 is, number 1, take less penalties. Be more disciplined. There's also the veteran leadership aspect. Corey Perry, who seems to have been around forever, shows up for the playoffs. Now, who's our veteran leader that has skill like Corey Perry and grit and is good in front of the net? That's John Tavares. That guy there, he's our captain. He's got to wake up and carry the team as well. Now, Bunting is obviously under disciplinary hearing for that match penalty and may miss a game or two, but Tampa Bay is ripe for the picking. The Lightning have lost top pairing defenseman Victor Hedman, who didn't play much of Game 1, Michael Anisimov, after a hit from Jake McCabe, and Eric Chernak, 3 key players. We don't know who's going to be coming back exactly for Game 2, but those guys were gone in Game 1. So that's a sign that at least one of the 3 won't be back for Game number 2, and those are key players. So, call me a typical Leaf fan. I'm going to have hope, and hope that Thursday night that they come out with a better performance and they're going to win Game 2. There you go. That's my prediction. That's my hope. That's my prayer.
In nome del Padre, del Figlio e dello Spirito Santo.
I end this video as I began it, and here we go again. And that would be my ulcer in watching the Toronto Maple Leafs in the playoffs. I know it's not my usual topic of conversation, but it is the Toronto Maple Leafs, and that trumps everything. That trumps social commentary, politics. It's all about the NHL and hockey in this country. So, I ask you to please like and subscribe, press that notification bell, help out the channel. I would greatly appreciate it. In the meantime, it's more Maple Leaf hockey for me. I'm going to need a lot of this. Cheers, and go Leafs go.